Folks at Star News, we're honored to have the new chief, Robert. Everybody calls you Rob.
Everyone calls me Rob. Yes, sir.
Fincher. And I'll tell you what, how does it feel?
It's a little overwhelming. I'm very proud and very honored. It's still kind of hard to imagine from years ago when I moved here and was a student at Martinsville High School that I would one day be chief here.
Right. Well, you know, one thing I know people like is when they choose the police chief, as a hometown person. The people like that,
Yes. Well, and I think it's a lot of people like it because they know that there's a strong connection with the community here. That as opposed to an outside person coming in that has to develop that relationship. They're starting off with someone who already appreciates and loves that community. So it just kind of advances things a little bit quicker.
Right. All right. I know it's a new year. Everybody's kind of got a new agenda. What will your agenda be for 2023?
So one of the key things I want to do is refer to as a trust building campaign. I've got several key points that I'm wanting to do to help further build our trust with the community. I think we're very fortunate in that we have a good relationship, a great relationship with our community, but I just want to ensure that grows even stronger.
Right.
Some of those points include some things that we're already doing, but we need to kind of make it known. Some of the points include things that will benefit the officers, such as focusing on their physical and mental health as well.
Right.
Some of it involves things such as publishing our use of force policies as well as complaint procedures to help create better transparency with the community.
Right.
There's several elements in that trust building campaign that I plan on taking an oath to kind of help strengthen our relationship with the community even more. I also need to focus on recruitment and retention. Unfortunately, law enforcement doesn't attract the applicants like what it used to, and so we are short several positions. So in order to further our proactive enforcement and proactive community building relationships, we got to have the manpower in order to do it.
You think officers make enough money in our town right now?
I think council's done us really good. That we're very competitive with the surrounding areas. Of course, everyone wants more money. That definitely wouldn't hurt.
Right.
But council has worked with us really good to bring us up and make us competitive.
Well, of course, you've always got one drawback: you can get shot.
Well, yes, but the men and women that go into law enforcement, although that's always there, that's really the least of their thoughts. Their focus tends to be more on serving and helping people, which is the type of employees we want, as opposed to worrying about the danger elements.
I got you. How about one thing I listen to the scanner, I hear overdoses probably more than we should.
Yes.
A lot of times police get the blame for that, but you just got to have to deal with it. I mean, but what do you do as police chief to find a balance there?
It's really sad. We have to develop good relationships with our community resources that help combat drugs and drug addiction. Drug addiction is something that affects, I think, every family in the United States. It's sad it has gotten to this point. It is the true cancer of today. And with the drugs that are out there now, they are so dangerous. Like you said, you hear overdoses all the time. It is to the point where that all of our officers have to carry Narcan with them and train in its use. And our officers have saved many lives that we don't publicize because we want to protect the identity of the victims, and that's how we view it. That ones that overdose, they're victims. So we have to try to give help to them. At the same time, we're trying to aggressively stop the drug dealers. That's kind of the whole idea behind it is we go after the dealers and help the addicted.
Right. How about being able to get to the chief? That's always a concern with people. Like, how can I communicate with the chief if I got a problem?
So they're welcome to contact the police department at any time. It's one of these things that I return phone calls. It's just either come by. If I'm not there, they'll take a message. I will call you. that relationship of communications between the community is vital in order for us to have good relationships.
Right. Well, one of the things from the media standpoint that's been a little tough to deal with is the fact that we can't come to you for a quote. So it's difficult to communicate with you. The emails come from a different place and all that kind of thing.
Well, the emails may come from a different place, but I believe you've got my cell phone number. If not, I'm going to give it to you when we're done, because we have that's one of the things with the media that I'm very pro-media. I was trained in media. I'm a member of the National Information Officers Association, so I'm very I like utilizing the media, and because that helps spread our word.
Right.
So yeah, especially with the media, I'm going to make certain that they have my contact information.
What do you think of the new mayor change and Aaron and all that going on?
I have a very good relationship with me. One thing that I really respect is before they even took office, they reached out to me and they said, "Hey, let's just have a conversation. Let's get to know you," without even really talking about policy. They said, "We know we're going to be working together, so we want to get to know you a little bit more." And then we also talked a little bit about, about some plans that we'd like to see, and we're all on the same page.
Right. Can you be real and feel that some people think the city's a little stuffy?
That who's
the city? I mean, it's been kind of like it's kind of sometimes uncomfortable communicating. It just people feel like it's not always easy to talk to city officials.
Well, I think that I don't know, because I've never had that sort of difficulty. But then again,
But you're on the other side.
I'm on the other side, so that's why I'm saying it's difficult for me to say. But one thing that I can say is that, and several of the council members touched on tonight, that change does kind of build. Sometimes people view it apprehensively.
Right. I mean, the fact that they got elected with incumbents shows that the people weren't happy.
Well, I really tried my best to keep the law enforcement out of politics, so I'll let you do the political analysis, because you know more about it than I do.
Well, there's a lot of times it collides, you know that.
Yeah, it does, and my job is to try to have the department as professional as possible and removed from politics, as opposed to being integrated into politics. We'll let the politicians deal with politics, and we'll handle the law enforcement end. But yeah, it does cross over, and I think that's kind of unfortunate because. It could end up creating conflict. Yeah. But I think that with this current council, we're going to have a really good working relationship, and I look forward to the way the city's going to be going.
Well, I think you're going to be an important part of it, from what I understand. All right. Thank you so much for talking with us, and good luck to you.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Right. So a lot of times cops are a little nervous to start news. Are you nervous to start news?
What I'm nervous about is letting down the community. That is my big concern. Well, I have two big concerns. One, I don't want to ever see an officer get hurt. Right. And I don't want to see anyone in the public get hurt. But at the same time, I don't want to let down everyone.
Fair enough. Good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
All right. The new police chief, Robert Fincher. Everybody knows him as Rob, though. Stay tuned. You're watching Star News.